Hello there. This is just going to be a short video because, I just got the surprise of my life when my daughter told me that her civil wedding will be like, 2 days from now? And so by the time this video gets posted, I'm sure the civil wedding has taken place. So, she was supposed to be scheduled to have her civil wedding in September, but because of all these changes, like we had this MECQ only recently, so yung mga couples that were supposed to be scheduled in August had to move yung schedules nila, yung civil rights nila for September. So the moment they were able to get an open slot, grinab na nung anak ko na kunin na lang yung slot na yun for August, because the next best schedule will be in October. So see how crazy wedding plans can be during the pandemic because of all these changes in quarantine guidelines, quarantine restrictions. So we just have to navigate through this pandemic. So I decided, sabi ko, okay, sige. I guess I have to give tips on how to handle your wedding plans amidst the pandemic. So para naman maging smooth sailing ang lahat. So, watch this video till the end. Don't forget to subscribe and of course like and share, and please support the channel and press those push notifications in order to inform you of the videos that will be coming up. I know it really sucks and it's really heartbreaking that when you are looking forward to the big day and then a public health crisis happens, but we have no choice but to acknowledge this uncertainty, face the challenge, and navigate through this pandemic and move at our optimum rate. Give ourselves that sense of comfort that we can conquer this COVID scare. So in short, chill na lang muna tayo and let's take it one step at a time. So tip number 1, sit down with your partner, decide whether to reschedule, postpone, put it on hold. But I suggest, don't cancel it. Go ahead, do it. Sayang naman yung opportunity na yan. And, let's conquer this COVID scare na to. Huwag tayong magpatalo sa COVID. So, we can always put it on hold, reschedule it, pero sana naman, ituloy na lang natin, di ba? So, of course, syempre sa mga girls, sa atin, mga girls, we always have this princessy fairy tale wedding that we always want. But because of what's happening, we just have no choice but to opt for a minimalist wedding and of course, that social distance wedding. Tip number 2, after deciding with your partner, you can now reach out to your vendors and communicate with them whatever your date changes are to your venue, photographers, couturiers, yung sa venue nyo, and all the suppliers that you've talked to. Probably sit down with them and come up with flexible terms and get into a win-win agreement. Tip number 3, after communicating with your vendors, you can now communicate with your guests that there will be some changes in the dates and the kind of setup, the kind of wedding preparations, the kind of wedding scenario that you'll be having. So just get the word out. You can have a wedding website through email, but I would suggest you have these well-written notes, personal notes nyo, kasi iba pa rin yung may personal touch sa bawat na ginagawa natin. 4th tip is now you will be informing everyone that you will be having a trimmed down guest list because of the pandemic. So let everybody know in a kind way that you will be facing a trimmed guest list. Of course, people will get emotional, but if explained in a kind and if explained properly to them, I'm sure yung disappointment naman nila will dissipate. And let's face it, people these days should be understanding when it comes to situations like this. So once you've identified your final trimmed down guest list, you have now the obligation to disseminate it with care and kindness. Okay? So next step is you will now have to review the contracts that you have with your vendors, yung suppliers nyo, i-review nyo yon kasi there might be hidden fees, and also you check yung financial cancellation policies nila or yung rescheduling policies, penalties, or fees para at least sigurado kayo na wala kayong mga additional or mga hidden charges na ipapatong sa inyo. Okay? You know, everyone, I know this is not going to be the wedding that you've always dreamed of. You would even see a bride, you know, may bouquet dyan, tapos may cellphone because they're virtually being given away by their parents kasi nga hindi maka-attend. But there are so many ways naman to celebrate it. Let's celebrate. We can always celebrate it online. We can have live streaming, Zoom. So let us not ruin this special day. Let us always have that smile behind that mask. And let social distancing hinder you from celebrating. There is so much joy and hope. And at the end of the day, love is all that matters. So, to everyone, to my friends, just keep hustling. Don't give up. There is always sunshine after those dark clouds. Ciao!